Welcome, friends. I'm Jim Hughes, bringing you this edition of Oxford News This Week. Today's headlines: tragic crash claims the two lives of one Oxford person in downtown Detroit. In our Behind the Lens segment, 87. He is 87. In our last story, sometimes Santa does wear a badge. Sit back, stay tuned. You're watching Oxford News This Week. The 64-year-old driver from Oxford and his 53-year-old passenger from Rochester Hills were transported this past week to the Detroit Receiving Hospital, where they did succumb to their injuries. They died of their injuries. Michigan State Police said it occurred at I-75 in the part of Detroit. The SUV lost control before crashing into a truck, the freeway near 75 and Clay. Michigan Department of Transportation first reported the closure 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The freeway was closed for 4 hours as an investigation continued on. According to the Michigan State Police, also closed the westbound part of 94, the ramp to northbound 75. They lost their lives in that tragic crash. Their names are being withheld until family can be notified. Downtown Oxford is about to get a little brighter after the Downtown Development Authority Board approved the purchase of an installation of an additional rooftop lighting. Currently, the downtown area has the rooftop lighting for 4 corners of M24 and Burdick Street and the intersection, which not only increased visibility at night, but has also enhanced some of the 4 buildings. According to DDA Executive Director Kelly Westbrook, now the rest of the buildings in the downtown Oxford will have similar addition with lights lining the rooftops of each building year round. But by a vote of 5-1, the DDA board approved the contract for XL Cleaning Brothers in the amount of just over $19,000. XL Cleaning Brothers is the same company that installed the lighting at the 4 corners as well as the lighting in the park and behind the downtown businesses. The lights have a minimum lifespan of 2 to 3 years. The DDA board discussed potentially looking into a more permanent option in the future. The Oxford Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual Oxford Parade, the Christmas parade on Saturday, featuring festive floats, school sports teams, clubs, veterans, among other groups to display their wares. Again, the Oxford, after Frosty the Winter Wonderland Parade, that was the theme. People gathered in Centennial Park to visit Santa. Once again, the jolly old elf from the north made his appearance in Oxford this past Saturday. A lot of kids were happy about that. You can catch that entire parade here on OCTV over the upcoming holiday season. Mom Chatter plays Santa Claus. A huge thank you going out to Mom Chatter. Don't say Facebook doesn't work. Private Facebook group named Mom Chatter, more than 2,000 members strong, donated $2,121 to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office to spend on local children and teens. Again, law enforcement officers and fire department were all part of that. Participated on December 6th. That was Shop with a Hero at Meijer. Tara Bean, one of the group's administrators, delivered a fistful of Meijer gift cards to Sergeant Rick Meza, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Again, Tim Laurie, Oxford Mom Chatter, also donated to the cause. Again, the total amount donated to the Oxford Village Police Department was a total of $2,121. Again, we thank the Facebook group doing positive things here in the community. Wild and Rooted Holistic Health took center stage during a ribbon-cutting ceremony conducted by the Oxford Chamber of Commerce, formerly known as Simple Organics. The Health and Wellness Boutique has rebranded itself. Heather Shalako, a 2008 Oxford grad, she purchased the business back in 2020. The shop then had high-quality items including herbs and supplements, body and skincare products, aromatherapy, essential oils, coffee, and tea products to boost the immunity and stress and allergy and sinus issues and digestion and help weight control. Wild and Rooted also conducts classes and workshops at the facility. Wild and Rooted Holistic Health is located at 111 South Washington Street. For more information, maybe you want to get a little bit healthier, they have a website, wildandrootedmi.com, or you can simply just call them at 248-236-0027. Volunteers from Free Meals Program sold copies of the Oxford Leader and the Oakland County and the County Press on Thursday to raise funds for the program. Volunteers for the corners of Burdick Street and M24 is where the money was collected, and $1,100 in donations. Connie Miller, head of the Free Meals Program, is run solely by volunteers, and that takes place at the Emmanuel Congregational United Church of Christ at 1 Hovey Street. The independent program is funded by grants and donations. Again, the church provides food pantry space, serves as a distribution center. The Free Meals Program provides hot takeout meals and a bag of groceries to individuals and families each Wednesday. Proceeds from the newspaper sale and fundraiser will help stock the food pantry and assist in purchasing ingredients to prepare the meals. Anyone who would like to donate more to the program, if you feel so generous over the holiday, you can contact Connie Miller at 248-933-4579. She's very much part of it, spearheading that program, and they could definitely need some help. Feel free to be generous if you can. Still slots available for the pancakes and pajamas. Sounds like a fun time, right, with Santa? Don't miss the fun. This holiday event takes place on December 16th. There are 2 seatings, 9 a.m. to 10:30. 9 a.m. and 10:30, the 2 seatings. Advanced registration. Again, questions about this program. If you'd like to take part in pancakes and breakfast in Santa, contact the Oxford Parks and Rec Department, 248-628-1720. Now, I know we reminded you about this last week, and I guess we will remind you all through the holiday season. There's a calendar, and it's for the dogs. As we approach the new year, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office has announced the 2024 Comfort K-9 Unit Calendar. Calendar features all 13 of the Comfort K-9s, a group of doggy deputies helping support with those special situations who need smiling K-9s to bring cheer. Calendars in limited quantities. Proceeds go to benefit the Comfort K-9 program. If you are so interested in purchasing a calendar, or for more information about the program, contact the Oakland County Sheriff on their Facebook page. Again, we're going to keep mentioning this. Hey, you need calendars, right? Why not buy one of those Comfort calendars? In our Behind the Lens segment, oh yes, a little bit self-indulgent on this week's Behind the Lens. James Hughes turned 87 years old. Happy birthday, Dad. Thank you for all that you do for our family. We appreciate that. And once again, we put you behind the lens here on Oxford Community Television. In our last story, sometimes Santa wears a badge. We'll have that up and coming. I do believe we may have Dave Kenny with Auto Talk and Science and the News. You're watching Oxford News This Week on Oxford Community Television.
On October the 4th, my daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. When I received the diagnosis with my daughter, my hope was gone. When we first made it to St. Jude, my baby couldn't sit up on her own at all. The tumor had pressed up against her spine to the point where it basically paralyzed her. She couldn't feel her feet or anything like that. And just to see her start to make those steps after treatment, take your time, one step at a time.
Take my time. Take my time.
We rise
Good
up.
job, baby.
I like the way I rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again.
It was just like a miracle. It was amazing. I was like, thank God for St. Jude.
And a brief look at sports. All smiles from the state champs and the Oxford equestrian team. Again, Michaela Winter, Myra Kent, Dee Dee Hernandez, Delaney Clark, Grace Vanderberg, and Ian Frank, all part of that equestrian team. They missed going to the Michigan Interscholastic Horsemanship Association state championship last year, but they made up for it this year as they finished the 2023 Class B state champs. They missed last year, but guess what? They're state champs this year. Congratulations to the equestrian team. We got to figure a way how we can get out there and cover those guys. And I know nothing about horses, but I tell you, it looks like it could be an entertaining time. Coming up at the end of this newscast, I'll have the last story. Dave Kenny's got another segment. You're watching Oxford News This Week.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News, and they're all recalls. America Honda Motor Company is recalling more than 300,000 Accord and HR-V vehicles in the U.S. for a missing rivet in the front seat belt pretensioners. The recall covers certain 2023 to 24 Honda Accord midsize sedans and HR-V subcompact crossovers. Honda did not say how many vehicles could be affected in Canada and Mexico, however. The seatbelt pretensioners in those vehicles could be missing a rivet that secures the quick connector and wire plate and therefore fail to comply with federal safety standards for occupant crash protection, seatbelt assemblies, and seatbelt assembly anchorages. Joyson Safety Systems makes the front seatbelt pretensioner assembly according to a recall report submitted November 21st to NHTSA. Honda told NHTSA that as of November 16th, it had received 7 warranty claims, but no reports or injuries or deaths related to the issue. To fix the problem, dealers will inspect and, if necessary, replace the pretensioners. Dealers were notified November 22nd, and vehicle owners will be notified starting January 8th. And at Stellantis, Stellantis is recalling more than 45,000 Jeep Wrangler plug-in hybrid SUVs globally after an internal investigation uncovered 8 vehicle fires. All 8 vehicles were parked and turned off when the fires occurred, while 6 of the vehicles were connected to EV chargers, the automaker said on November 22nd. The company was not aware of any related injuries or accidents. The recall covers certain 2021 to 2024 Jeep Wagoneer 4xe plug-in hybrid SUVs. About 32,000 vehicles are affected in the U.S., plus 3,900 in Canada and 9,200 outside North America. The affected vehicles can be driven, but Stellantis is advising customers to refrain from recharging them and to park away from structures and other vehicles until they are repaired. To fix the issue, dealers will check the software. If a certain error code appears, the battery pack will be replaced. Affected customers will be notified when they can schedule service. The Wrangler 4xe was Jeep's first plug-in model for the U.S., entering the market in 2021. And over at Honda, American Honda Motor Company is recalling nearly 249,000 vehicles in the U.S. for a manufacturing error that could cause engine damage. The recall covers certain 2016 and 2018 to 19 Honda Pilots, 2017 and 2019 Ridgeline, and 2018 to 19 Odyssey vehicles. It also covers 2 models from the Japanese automaker's luxury brand Acura, the 2015 to 20 TLX and 2016 to 20 MDX. Only models with V8 engines produced in the U.S. are affected, Honda spokesman Chris Martin told Automotive News. About 30,000 vehicles are affected in Canada and Mexico, he said. The connecting rod bearing in the engine of those vehicles could wear and seize because of improper equipment settings used during production of the crankshaft, according to the recall report submitted to NHTSA on November 8th. If the connecting rod bearing seizes, the engine can be damaged and run improperly, stall, stop while driving, and or not start, increasing the risk of a fire, crash, or injury, the report stated. If the problem occurs, drivers might experience abnormal engine noise, stalling, or decreased output with the check engine light on. Honda told NHTSA that as of November 3rd, it had received 1,450 warranty claims and no reports of injuries or deaths related to the issue. To fix the problem, Honda and Acura dealers will inspect and, if necessary, repair or replace the engine. Dealers were notified in November, and vehicle owners will be notified starting January 2nd. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
1 in every 500 African Americans in the U.S. suffers from sickle cell disease. 1 and 3 African American blood donors is a match for patients with sickle cell. 1 appointment to donate blood with the American Red Cross can help save a life. Will you be that one? Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood today to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
Your password isn't secure. There's nothing that a hacker loves more. But there's an easy thing you can do to prove the logger in is you. Authenticate, strong authenticate. Make your logins extra safe. Protect your identity from tragic fate. Authenticate, strong authenticate. Use your fingerprint, your face, or a code. At home or work or on the road. 2 steps are safer than 1 or 3 or 4. And keeping data safe is so much fun. Authenticate, strong authenticate. Make your logins extra safe. Protect your identity from tragic fate. Authenticate, strong authenticate.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now,
We've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures. Investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
The doctor, or is this with the nurse practitioner? Fantastic. Dad, lunch. Got some soup for you.
You are loved.
Oh, you. Look at those freckles.
This was very much.
You are valued. You are strong. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. A compass that relies on polarized light can use the sun to tell where magnetic north is, even when it's cloudy. It's based on how some insects navigate and could be used when conventional magnetic compasses aren't reliable, such as on robotic drones. Insects like ants and bees navigate using sunlight's intensity and polarization, or how the light rays twist through the air through specially adapted receptors arranged in a ring formation in their eyes. This lets them deduce and track the sun's position and use it as a reference point, like the North Pole of a magnetic compass. It works even on cloudy days because polarization can penetrate through clouds. Euripides Gakanis at the University of Edinburgh in the UK and his colleagues have built a compass from 8 light receptors arranged in a ring that mimics how insects' eyes measure polarized light. Sunlight is most polarized at 90 degrees from an observer's line of sight to our star, so by measuring this polarization and the brightness of the light, Gakanias and his colleagues could use a simple computer algorithm to accurately find the sun's position. The researchers tested the compass on a wheeled robot in the same habitat as desert ants and dung beetles in Italy and South Africa. They found it could track the sun's position relatively accurately, but because of problems lining up the robot with magnetic north at the beginning, the sensor was less accurate than they had predicted. Correcting for this error would have made it better than other compasses that detect polarized light, says Gakanias. The compass could be useful when magnetic compasses don't work, such as on drones which have rotors that generate interfering magnetic fields of their own. However, the device is about 15 centimeters across, so it would need first to be made smaller, said Gakanias. The compass could also be useful in better understanding how insects navigate, says Miriam Liedvogel at the Institute for Bird Research in Wilhelmshaven, Germany. This allows us to test the plausibility of any mechanistic hypotheses in animals because in these technical systems we can manipulate single components or mechanisms, she says. Although the compass is designed for working during the day, Gakanias says they got some data at dawn showing that moonlight could interfere with the detection of light from the sun. This means it might also work at night if they built a function to add the tracking of the movement of the moon or even the Milky Way. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
In 4 days. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Did you have a good day at school?
She gave them some broth without any bread.
There you go.
And kissed them all soundly.
Night night.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation. other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The day that JD was injured, I had woke up to an odd phone call. It was the military calling to tell me that he had stepped on an IED.
My role in the Army was I was an infantry scout. I was a squad leader for a recon element.
The Army doesn't really prepare you for injuries. They either prepare you for the soldier to come home or not to come home at all. They don't prepare you for the in-between. There's things that I do for him that is considered caregiving that to me is considered just loving him.
The day I got injured, she got wounded as well. And the veterans wouldn't be the men that we are and the women that we are today if it wasn't for our better half helping us every direction we go.
The Coalition to Salute America's Heroes helps severely wounded or disabled veterans just with basic needs such as emergency financial aid. For our family specifically, they tremendously helped us out with employment through their Heroes Thinking Heroes program.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back with you on Oxford News This Week. Yes, in our last story today, sometimes Santa wears a badge. Wednesday evening saw local law enforcement officials and the Oxford Fire Department participating in the annual Shop with a Hero. This event at Meyer was fun-filled holiday tradition, never failing to create a wonderful memory for both the kids and adults. The kids filled their shopping carts with toys, gifts, while the adults filled their hearts with joy and gladness. Again, Merry Christmas. A large thank you going out to the Oxford Meyer store for sponsoring the Shop with a Hero, Oxford Addison Youth Assistance, and all the heroes that do serve our community, all the law enforcement officials, and the fire department. Take a look at this short video. A nice way to end this newscast. As always, we want to thank our news gathering sources from the Oxford news agencies around our area, Oxford Community Schools, the Charter Township of Oxford, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, the Oxford Fire Department, the Oxford Police Department, the Oxford Athletic Facebook page, also the People Magazine, the Detroit News, Fox News Detroit, the Oxford Leader, the Oakland Press, OxfordStrongAthletics.org, and the OxfordMuseum.org. OCTV can be viewed on Spectrum Charter, Channel 191, Channel 99 on the ATTU-verse. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, or even Roku. If you have a show idea or maybe you'd like to volunteer here at OCTV, give our office a call at 248-628-9658. A very special thank you to producer and director Kyle Snage. All the video and photo sources that we access, we appreciate you there. Allison Miller, who's taking exams this week. Also our programmer, Connie Miller. Program coordinator, Dan Weiss. Station manager, Terry Stiles. For everybody here at OCTV, Jim Hughes saying, hope you have a safe and pleasant week. I invite you back next time. And again, we will take a look at Oxford News This Week.